Indonesia's President Joko Widodo has flagged tougher security measures in the wake of yesterday's attack on a government minister, a police officer and a ministerial aide. Our Indonesia correspondent Anne Barker joins us now from Jakarta with the latest. And firstly, what were the circumstances of the attack and how is Minister Wiranto's condition now?
Kirsten, we know that Wiranto underwent surgery last night. He had two very deep stab wounds in his abdomen. This was clearly an assassination attempt, and there was every chance that this could have succeeded. He was rushed to an army hospital in Jakarta, where, as I say, he had surgery last night. He's now believed to be in a stable condition and presumably through the worst of it. But we do know now that a man and his wife apparently took part in this attack. Originally, we were told the man had done the stabbing. We see pictures of the wife standing beside Wiranto's car, and we understood that she had not necessarily taken part in the attack. But it now seems that both of them did. They had both moved in, apparently the man with a knife and the woman with a pair of scissors. We're not 100% sure if both of them stabbed Wiranto or whether the wife, in fact, stabbed a police officer in the back. There were 4 people injured altogether, including Wiranto. As I say, the policeman was stabbed in the back. We're not certain how serious that wound was. 2 other people, a ministerial aide and an army officer, I believe, were also injured. We do know that the husband, a 31-year-old man, apparently had been asked to stay away from the car just as Wiranto was arriving and about to get out. And he had argued with security that he wanted to take photographs. And within seconds, he had launched this attack. We know, too, it's now almost certain that this couple were linked to JAD, Jemaah Ansharud Daulah, which is regarded as the most serious or dangerous terror organisation in Indonesia now since the decline of Jemaah Islamiyah, which was behind the Bali bombers. But a lot of the people involved in JAD presumably have been involved in the past with Jemaah Islamiyah. In fact, this area where the attack occurred is seen as a bit of a hotbed of Islamic extremism. One of the Bali bombers, Imam Samudra, apparently came from that regency, that district. And there are other bombers, a woman who apparently was a suicide bomber of one of the hotels in Jakarta about 15 years ago, also came from that area. So the intelligence chiefs here say that JAD had a base in the very town where this attack occurred.
And so what kind of security measures does President Widodo want to introduce as a result?
Well, look, you would expect that it's only 9 days now till President Widodo will be inaugurated for a second term. And we know that the Australian Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, will be here for that ceremony on Sunday week. So you would expect there will be extra tight security. Joko Widodo himself, who is someone who is often seen out in public, mingling with ordinary Indonesians, agreeing to have selfies taken. He is an easy target, if you like, on many occasions, as Wiranto was yesterday. We do know, though, that Wiranto was specifically named in a plot back in May when they had post-election riots after the April election. There were 4 senior officials who were named in a plot to be murdered during those riots. And Jemaah Ansharud Daulah was one of the groups seen as suspected of involvement in those riots. So there's clearly an attempt to target certain ministers, particularly him as the head of police. So many attacks in the past that JAD has been involved in, including in the Surabaya bombings last year, have targeted police. So Wiranto, as the minister who has control of the police, the armed forces, is clearly someone that you would expect would be targeted in this way.
That's our correspondent Anne Barker in Jakarta. To the day's finance news now.